head coach at Stony Brook, Billy Cosh. Good morning, Billy.
Good morning, Rob.
Good morning. Certainly a tough Thursday night for your team against a really good opponent on the road. 42-0 loss at San Diego State. As you've gone back and look at the film, just kind of give me your impressions on what happened.
Yeah, offensively, we didn't play well. I think we didn't execute well. We didn't play great up front or in a quarterback position. We got to play a lot better at those positions. They were talented. There's no excuse of why you can't execute. We got to be better with that as coaches to our players. I thought our receivers played hard. I thought our backs ran hard. I thought defensively we played hard. It was 20-0 about 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. They were on the field forever. We got to get first downs and score. They wore down, so that kind of hurt us towards the end of the game when you play against a fast-paced offense that can score in a heartbeat. They got good players that you got to chase around, but our defense kind of kept us in there, but our offense gave us no hope. So we got to play better really on offense. On defense, we just got to really tackle a little bit better. I thought we were physical. I thought we brought it to them. We just got to wrap up better. And then special teams, we played pretty decent, but really just the offense side of the ball was not a winning performance by any stretch of the imagination. So we got to get a lot better on that side of the ball, and we're excited for this week.
You talked about that. It certainly was a very physical game, a long trip for your team. Do you have any concerns? Well, first of all, how did you come out of that injury-wise? And then any concerns about residual effects from the long trip?
Well, we played Thursday and got back Friday around midday, roughly. So we had some time to recover. And obviously, we play this Saturday. Obviously, it was a long trip, but people do it. Other teams have done it. I know Bryant went to New Mexico, so it's all relative. It's all respectable. So, but injury-wise, a couple of guys were banged up. I think guys will get back and be fine. When you play those teams, they're physical and fast. Their offensive line was really impressive, and their defensive line was really impressive. But we got a couple of guys banged up, and they'll be back and get better this week.
Let's talk a little bit, kind of dive in on the offense. And you talk about you need to be better. You played a couple quarterbacks with Chris and Casey. What do you feel like both of those guys bring to the table, and what are the biggest areas that you feel like they need to get better at?
Well, I think one thing, watching both those guys, they were staring at the rush a little bit, and they haven't done that all camp, and they got to make sure they have their eyes down the field and be physical as quarterbacks. They were in the backfield a few times, but it doesn't mean you can't drop your eyes. You got to be tough in the pocket. So that's something they both got to get better at. I know Chris brings some elements in the run and the throw game. That's good. Casey can throw the ball down the field. But right now, obviously we're going to start Chris this week and move with that. And try to get a rhythm there on offense with our quarterbacks, our running backs, our receivers, and the whole line and tight ends just playing together.
Roland had some really nice runs, had 49 yards on 12 carries, certainly 4 yards a carry against an FBS defense. Nothing wrong with that. But how much, as you dug a hole, did you have to change your game plan at all with some of the struggles you were having in the passing game and maybe not able to use them maybe as much as you'd like?
Yeah, I mean, there was times too that we got some guys on block. He was making guys miss through the hole. He was getting hits. So he had a great game. I thought he ran hard, made some things happen for us. We got to be better around him. That's part of us as a team. Offensive line, quarterbacks, tight ends, receivers. We got to help him out. And I think the game kind of dictated that a little bit. They jumped up 14-0, but we obviously were trying to move the ball and possess it, and we couldn't do that. And then when it's 20-0 with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, then they make it 28-0 to end the half and the fourth quarter. You got to play catch up. You know what I mean? So we were playing catch up there in the late in the game, and I was really proud of our defense. So I thought they played winning football. We just got to help them out around them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. They're obviously on the field a lot. Who are some guys? Bryson Parker, who's a guy familiar to the league, that had 8 tackles, but you had a number of guys that really had nice nights. Just who kind of really caught your eye on last Thursday?
Yeah, I thought our D-line played hard. I mean, they're 350 across the board, 340, and we were moving the line of scrimmage. We were getting bounced around, but we were being physical in there. Rodney Falk played well, Sebastian Regis. Some of our young D-linemen played well. Daishier Clary. I was really proud of our defensive line, just their effort and how they played and the physicality they showed. I thought our linebackers were fairly physical for the most part. Could have been a little bit cleaner with some of our fits. And then secondary wise, brought up Bryson Parker. He still could have made a couple more plays. I thought JoJo did a nice job at safety. Cam Johnson, our corners were competitive. I mean, Miles McCoy had a great game. They hit a 70-yard bomb on us where the ball was thrown so far down the field. It's a hell of a throw and a hell of a catch with great speed. But Miles still had a pretty good game at corner. We didn't flinch there. So I really thought we played pretty good team defense. We just got to keep them off the field. I think we could help them offensively, getting them off the field. We got to be better this week moving forward.
Let's talk about this week. Your conference opener against the preseason favorites in Rhode Island, coming off a win last Friday night. What are some of the challenges that that Rhode Island team presents for you?
Yeah, good team. Obviously they won the league last year, and they're preseason favorites this year for the right reasons. They got a lot of quality players that are back. I think their quarterback's tremendous. I like him a lot. Farrell's a good player, good passer. Obviously, he's a good runner, but really good passer down the field, makes good decisions, can operate in and out of the pocket, can get you on schedule when you're off schedule. So he's impressive. The back's really impressive. The new back, number 4, he's a physical kid, strong kid. Was at Maryland and Temple, I believe. He's a really good player. And obviously Buchanan, he's special. He's very dynamic, got good range, good quickness. Could take the top off. 8's a good player. They got a lot of quality receivers, and their offensive line's really good. Their center's probably the best in the league. He's really physical. He plays hard. He's really the heartbeat of that O-line, but the whole line's really good. And then defensively, just a lot of veteran experience, guys that have played. Obviously, Pena's back. He's a really good pass rusher in the run and the throw game. Good player. 97's physical as hell. Good player. Their linebackers are active and quick and strong and physical, and their secondary will hit you. So just an older team. They have an identity. They have an identity of winning, and they're coming into town. They do a really good job as far as their coaches preparing their players. They got a good scheme, and they play with great energy. So it's going to be a great challenge. We're excited about it. We look forward to the challenge, but a lot of respect for Rhode Island and their program to do a really nice job.
I know you and your program have visions on winning a CAA championship. When you open at home against the defending champions and the preseason favorite, does it add more pressure, or is it just more excitement?
I think it's excitement. I think Jim will say it's the next game, and we got a lot of respect for these guys. And obviously they were the champs for a reason, and we're just excited. I think the campus is excited, the community's excited, but we got to have a good week of practice. It starts we're off today, and Tuesday we've got our first pad of practice, and we got to have a good week of preparation against these guys because they do a really nice job. But we're excited about it. We're excited to go play an FCS team again and play against a really good team in Rhode Island for sure.
You've touched on a few things already, but I've talked to all the coaches, and they've talked about those improvements from week 1 to week 2. If you had to pick a few things for your team, what would you like to most see?
I think execution in all 3 phases. When you play together in a full game with the lights on, you should execute better week 1 to week 2. I think tackling in general, just being better tacklers and better finishers on the offense side of the ball. And I think too is just, obviously you run in practice and the game speeds, but just as you get the adrenaline, just really your conditioning throughout the game. We condition really well, but when you play in the game, getting your legs underneath you in that game setting, especially playing against San Diego State, when you're trying to catch those guys, that should help you from week 1 to week 2 and just getting the flow of the game. So those are really the most critical things that we're looking for this week.
All right, Billy, thanks so much for the time this morning. I'm really looking forward to